right. So hello, everyone. If you are new to my channel, we are here to discuss all things wellness. And if you've been here before, thank you for coming back and for your support. I'm Coach Carmen from the Happy Balanced Life. And our guest today is Ash Noonan, who is an admissions officer at Spa Tech Institute. She also is an experienced massage instructor and an assistant aesthetic instructor. The reason for my having her here today is because I feel like there's a lack of knowledge on what the benefits of having a good massage are. I also wanted to mention that Spa Tech Institute is in Maine and in Massachusetts, and they focus mostly on massage therapies, aesthetics, and polarity. So welcome, Ash. I wanted to really just let folks know that I was looking into this because I think I mentioned to you that I love getting massages because of relaxation. And I also have gotten them before because I maybe had a really bad workout, or I need flexibility or pain management. But there's a lot of reasons why people get massages. And I wanted to make sure that we share them with the community. And also, it's interesting that it's such a great modality, but only like 11% of the population actually gets massages for different reasons. And women tend to get more massages than men. So with that, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself and what inspired you to get into this field?
So, hi everybody, my name is Ash. I have been working at Spa Tech Institute for about 5 years as an admissions officer, but gradually grew into the role of an assistant aesthetic instructor and massage instructor, and actively hold both of my licenses in the state of Massachusetts and actively use it. I went to college, I got my degree, but I never really knew what I wanted to do. Every role that I've taken on was always helping somebody, but I felt like those roles, even though I was giving, I was not receiving fulfillment or anything that kept me going. I got the wonderful opportunity to manage a massage studio a few years ago, and I see these clients walk out of the room and they're like, in such a good mood and so happy. And then I see the therapist, the service provider coming out, and they're like, great, we'll see you again. And they continue. They work, they clock out, and they check out, and they continue with their lives. And I'm like, this is a job, this is a career. From that opportunity, I was able to get monthly massages. And I never got them before. I got them like birthdays or something special must be happening in order for me to get them. But I started getting them, and I started realizing like where I hold my pain, where I hold my discomfort, where my stress was showing on my body. And I never really understood my body or never was in tune with my body until I started getting massages. And then next thing you know, you saw me in the back room, like, how do you do this? Why do you do this? Do you think I'll be a good massage therapist? And from there, it just kind of grew. And it took me a little bit, but I finally was like, all right, no, I need to do this. I need to make this a career. And now I am, and I'm honestly one of the best decisions of my life.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that you chased your curiosity, right? And now you're in a really happy place, which is fantastic. I tell people all the time, like, find something that you love to do. There's nothing worse than driving to work every day and like being stressed out that you don't want to be there.
Or
So
taking it home with you,
Yeah, even worse.
Yeah, you're thinking about it while you're laying down and sleeping, and you're like, whoa, am I really resting or am I still working?
Right, exactly. So Ash, there's so many benefits to massage therapy, but can you tell us a little bit about what you know when it comes to massage therapy and why people go?
So over the years, as I mentioned, a lot of people think it's my birthday, it's an anniversary, I'm on vacation, why not get a massage? And it was looked at as more of this luxury treatment, where now is a lifestyle. It is part of your monthly expenses, part of your monthly task to do, very similar to going to a doctor's office, like is needed. Our body, a really great quote that I always remember and I always tell everyone, including my family, is your body keeps score. Score
Mhm.
of injuries, score of emotional pain, physical pain, anything. Even trauma that you may not think is that serious. Your body stores that, and it prevents us from moving. It prevents us from being able to do daily life tasks because we can't. Maybe our shoulders are just, it's so much pain, and now we can't even lift them up. And though it can be a physical traumatic experience that caused that, or it can be the stress level that it's just growing tremendously lately. You know, COVID came and we were more stressed than ever. We didn't know anything. We didn't know what was going to happen, and that affects us. And now people are realizing, like, wait, it doesn't have to be my birthday. It doesn't have to be anything significant. Like, my body needs it. My body is requiring maintenance. My body, just like you need to go to the doctor's office because you found something weird on your muscles, your joints, your pains are asking you to please touch it and see what's going on and help it relieve any stress. We tend to be in that fight or flight mode all the time. And if you
Mhm.
unfortunately grew up in certain situations, that carries on over time. And
Sure.
you need to work that out of the body so that you're able to move. Movement medicine is important. A lot of times I have clients that are like, I just feel old. And I'm like, so what are you doing at home? And they're like, well, I'm just laying
Yeah.
down. I'm like, that's why. Move, get a
Yeah.
massage, move, stretch, do these things. Movement is what allows us to live longer and a healthier life. And massage is one of those things that are just needed, and it does such great impact on you.
Yeah, and what I've learned over time in my own journey is that, like I said, I was the same way. Like a massage was a gift or a treat, right?
Mhm.
Then my husband a few years back gave me like a year's worth. Like how you do those
The
like the
memberships kind of thing. Yeah.
yes, the membership. And I was so excited. I got a bunch of them and I got more into it. I had two really good massage therapists that I really enjoyed working with. And it really did feel like customized because you get to know them,
Mhm.
right? And then they knew like, oh, what do you want to work on today? And I'd say, I had a really strong workout, my legs are tight, right? Or they knew that I carry my stress in the middle of my back, like between my shoulder blades. They could literally go in there and like break these knots because
Yeah.
that's how stressed. So here's the interesting thing though, when I wasn't getting a massage in between, I never felt, how do I say this? I didn't realize for a long time that I carried the stress there until I started getting massages and I felt the
Mhm.
difference. So I think a
Yep.
lot of people that have never gotten a massage will never know that, right? So I mentioned earlier, I recognize that massages are good for like pain reduction and stress reduction, immune health and circulation, right?
Mhm.
And so I wanted to talk a little bit about that because I do feel like the other thing that we don't think about is like athletic performance. Like people go to get a massage because they're athletes and they want to feel better, they want to feel more nimble. But more interestingly is when I think of stress reduction, I'm just like, it's a momentary thing. But I also feel, or I've talked to people who say it's also improved mental health, right? So there's so many things
100%.
that massages do for you besides just, yeah, you relax at the moment, right? It feels amazing when you're on the bed and you're getting the work done. But there's so many other benefits of this type of therapy.
100%. I mean, when you're stressed, when your body's stressed, you aren't able to think, you aren't able to move, you aren't able to really do anything, and you start seeing your creativity decline, or maybe your concentration decline. Things are clouded because your body is just actively like, I need to do something, I need to fix something, something's hurting, I have to. So if you're in that constant fight or flight, you're not going to be able to get mobility in your arm or be able to help reduce those the swelling in your ankles, because you're not addressing these things. You
Mm.
keep going. You're not stopping your mind and relax. When I say relaxation, I don't want people to think that it's just like, oh, it's just free time. It's like, no, it's letting your body know I can stop fighting, or I can stop trying to fix something. Like, it's telling
Mm.
your body, relax. I'm going to go ahead and address that pain that you keep telling me, that you keep fighting, you keep me up at night. You know, there's people that wake up every single night, 4 in the morning, 3 in the morning, like they're clockwork wake up. That is stress in the body. Your body's
Mm.
stressed that it can't even, you can't even sleep. You can't even really go into REM. Your body, because it thinks that it needs to be doing something. So then you're waking up, you're upset, you're groggy, you're fatigued, you can't work. And then you're wondering
Mm.
why you can't stay up, or why you can't finish projects, or why you can't do anything. It's because your body is constantly awake and constantly fighting something. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
And sleep, it's improved sleep too, right? Because if you think about it, if you feel more relaxed or more rested and you get to that state, then it's easier for you to fall asleep. It's interesting because I talk to clients a lot, and sleep is a big problem with a lot of people. They may be runners, they may be eating great or whatever, but sleep is a problem for many, many people. And so if folks would make this a therapy that they get used to, then this could be something that helps them, with that as well. So Ash, I'm sure that because I've been to different people to get massages, and I was wondering if you could tell me how do you assess like a client or a person that comes to you? How do you assess the risks and benefits, if you will, when they're getting a massage?
So first and foremost, there always needs to be a client assessment, an intake form. We want to know about your medical history. We want to know about any medications you're on, because there can be contraindications. There can be things that can prevent me from applying certain amount of pressure, or, you may not be a good candidate to get massages right now because you're not feeling well. So having that conversation with the client is really important to kind of see, okay, my biggest question is, what are you hoping to get out of this session? Are you feeling any pain? Are you feeling any discomfort? And from there, it allows me to understand. The minute they're like, my shoulders, like they're just always in pain. Okay, what do you do in a daily life? Like, what do you do for work? Having an idea of what they do for work, you, as a massage therapist, you're going to pick up and you're going to notice that office workers tend to have pain in similar places. Hairdressers will always have shoulders that need work. Their forearms will always be tight because of the rotation of blow drying. Like, we start picking these things up, but we always want to ask questions about, what do you do at home? What do you do every day? Are there any activities that you find that you can no longer do? That gives me an idea of like, okay, so you're telling me you love to garden, but lately you can't because you can't even stand up. Okay, so you're telling me your lower back. Okay, that's what I'm getting. And I have them point out where they're feeling things. Do they notice that their body feels different doing something? And that gives me an idea of where they're feeling pain or what they are looking for. Now, it's important to also note that every massage therapist is different in what they do and their technique. And that's the wonderful thing, is that you can have therapists that can address different things. You have your deep tissue therapist or deep pressure therapist, and that's something that are two different things. But there are therapists that can apply a pressure that you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
And then there are some that are more relaxation, right? And me too.
That's what I enjoy. Yeah.
It's funny. I thought that that's what I always loved, was the deep tissue because of my own shoulder pain, until I was like, all right, I'm going to see so-and-so for that deep pressure. However, this therapist, he knows how to relax my body so much that I just give in and I don't resist, or I don't get like, when they're working on my hands and I'm like trying to control them. Because that's another reason, that's another thing that happens when I notice that they're stressed. Like, they resist when I'm doing things and I have to tap them and be like, I'm working on it. Like, you can relax. So being able to see like what they're hoping, you're going to also be able to recommend them the best therapist for them. Like, for myself, I work for my clients, but I am not afraid to be like, listen, I think you may need to see so-and-so. His pressure is amazing, and I feel like it's going to help address what you're looking for here. However, I can help you with helping with the range of motion, the stretching, incorporating that, but he's also great for this and that. And that is a wonderful thing, is that you don't only have to see one person. You can see so many different people that help you address so many different issues in your body. There are so many things going on in our body that need different attention. In 1 month, you may need deep pressure, but the next month you may need something a little bit lighter, so you can balance it up. And
that's a great point, because from a relaxation perspective, I remember when I was doing that series that my husband had bought, I had a few different people at the beginning until I figured out who was right for me. And I remember the first two people that I had, they were just too soft for me. And I was like, so I mean, not their fault, right? I just was like, I just feel like I'm getting like a rub down. It didn't feel like strong enough. So when I mentioned it to the woman at the front desk, she goes, oh, I have the right people for you. And so she set me up with the next person who was incredible. And then I just used to go, whenever one of those two people were there, I would get my massages done, because I really just needed that deep pressure. I like to feel it. But there is a time for everything. There was other times that I'm like, I just want to chill. I just want to relax, and I would do them at night so I could just drive home and go to sleep,
Those are the best ones.
Yes, those are the best ones. But there's two sides of that. I did have someone for a while. Unfortunately, she passed away, but I had somebody specific for a while who was doing my massages, and she knows me really well. And there's a benefit to that too. I feel like when you're first starting, it's good to, try different people.
To
But once
shop
you find
around.
somebody,
Yeah.
yes, shop around. But once you find somebody that you trust and you feel good with, it's incredible to have someone that really knows what you like, knows your body, knows your stress
And
points,
we'll know
all of
when
that.
something's different. We'll know
Yes.
when something's different. I remember having a client who comes in every 2 weeks, and we have a regimen. I have a treatment plan. I already know my notes. But this time around, I'm like wondering, I'm like, wait, I know I saw him 2 weeks ago. What is like, I'm over here picking up like this is different. So at the end of our
Mm,
session, I'm like, hey, did you do anything different the past 2 weeks, like on your neck or shoulder? And then he's like, oh, I was playing poker for X amount of time. And I'm like, yeah, were you in this position for a long time? I'm like, I felt that. I'm like,
you
I
felt,
need you to stop. I need you to relax those shoulders. But even that surprised me of like, wow, like, look at how I can remember my client's body. But it's the
yeah, that's
connection
amazing.
that we built, that trust that we built, and the consistency of him taking care of his body and going into his sessions, because
Yeah.
he knows that he needs it.
And there's also specialty massages. Like I know not everybody does it, but some people do cupping. And I love a hot stone massage. I just
Oh,
do.
yes. The
So,
best time
so
in the winter. Yep.
yes, exactly. So I was gonna say there's different times to get different types of massages, and also depending what your needs are. So that's why sometimes if you have one person that always does the same thing, that's not great either. But for me, I've had both experiences, and I have to say, like having just Ashley over time helped me understand exactly, help her and I understand how we work best together, right? And she'd also follow up with me, how are you feeling? What's going on? Do you need one or not? Like whatever. And it was a great relationship, but also having the choices depending how I felt and
Mhm.
having the different people, at the agency was fantastic as well. So, can you tell me, are there any misconceptions about massages? Like, I know some people don't like them. So, what do you hear?
Yes. Okay. When people say they don't like them, it's because, at least from my perspective, is they're not comfortable being touched.
Yes.
It is a very intimate session, and not having that experience, they don't understand the importance and the relief of somebody touching your body in a way that's healing.
Mm,
So that I understand. I get it. But I always encourage everybody, like, try it. Like, what is it? What is it? So there's a few. People think that massages have to be painful to be effective. It does
yes.
not. There's a difference between deep pressure and deep tissue. Deep
Okay.
tissue is actually slow. We're slowly going into the muscle, slowly addressing it. It doesn't have to hurt and it shouldn't hurt. We're
Mm,
just trying to go deeper to really get to the surface of that knot or that issue. There's techniques. Deep pressure is the amount of pressure that I'm putting into the massage. So I'm lowering my table. I'm maybe using my full body weight when I'm on your back. So there is a two
mm,
different, that's very different. And a lot of people don't understand that, and is very, very common. And so
mhm,
sometimes people are like, I just don't want it to hurt. I'm like, just because you're in pain doesn't mean that it has to hurt. Like it can be slow and rhythmic, and it can be a flow where you're going to feel better.
mm,
So I think that scarcity of like, oh my God, like it's going to hurt. A lot of people don't want to. Another, which I was a believer of this, is like when you're pregnant, you shouldn't. There's only a specific
oh,
time. You can actually get massages the entire pregnancy. In
yes.
my mindset before I went to school, it was like, no, it was like, you have to wait after 3 months, X amount of time. No, it's just understanding a woman's body when she's carrying a child. Is there are certain areas that you need to avoid. There are certain techniques that you have to change, certain ways that they lay on the bed, but they can get massages throughout the entire pregnancy. And it actually helps them. It actually helps them, one, get in tune with their body and helps them with labor. And there are some massage therapists, some doulas that actually are in the room while somebody's giving birth to massage them during the process, which I was like,
Mm,
ding, ding,
that's
ding, I'm gonna
awesome.
do that when I do, if I ever have a family. Um,
That's great.
Also, that massages are meant for like spas. No,
Yeah.
they think like, is a spa? No. The beauty and wellness industry are merging more than ever. Massages are
Mm,
used for so many different things. I mean, there are estheticians who are now offering just face massage facials. Whereas an entire hour of just massaging the face and really understanding the muscles and helping and understanding the tension that we carry on our jaw.
Mm,
The amount of tension we carry on our jaw is incredible. And you're not aware of it until somebody tells you to relax your jaw and you're like, whoa, why was I holding my jaw? Like we hold anger there, sadness there, frustration.
mm,
And those are the things that unfortunately we feel throughout the day a lot of times. Um, Lymphatic drainage is huge right now. People
yes,
think that you need to have a certain illness or be experiencing something to get those type of massages. No, you just have to get your blood circulating. You need it.
yes.
We're sitting
And
down
that's so
in the
healthy for you.
office.
You know, one of the
It's
things
so
that,
healthy.
yeah, I like to do rebounding on occasion because that's exactly what it does, is it gets your blood moving through your lymph nodes in a way that you are, it's like refreshing it more often than it normally does, right? Because your body is incredible. It does things all by itself. But if you can help it along so that your blood isn't stagnant or whatever, it's even better. So I totally get it. I think that if more people thought of it the way you just said, it's a preventative,
Mhm.
right, opportunity. You don't have to wait till you're sick to get these modalities, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
One thing, and this I tell my family, who some of them were very like, don't touch me, I feel weird, until they're like, no, this is good for the body, is that you need to learn how to rest, or your body will tell you when to rest. And you may not
Mm,
like the way it tells you how to rest.
right.
So it's
You get
important
forced when you don't take care of yourself, right?
you get forced, and you may experience some not, unfortunate illnesses, some curable or, but
Yeah.
your body will do that. Your body can't take it for so long. And also this goes into the importance of the consistency is not a one and done type of treatment.
Sure.
No, you have to keep working at it. You have a knot that's so big. You think I'm gonna be able to get through that knot in one session? No, I'm gonna be able to break up the knot. I can get as much done in that 1 hour. I need you to do a few things at home, and I need to see you back in 4 weeks or two,
Mm,
depending on how severe or what you're feeling or how, how consistent you can be, because I understand the financial aspect of getting a massage can be a lot. I understand that. But once you start getting them, and then you start picking up on like, whoa, like, okay, my body, like you could start feeling the stress, or you could start feeling that after a few weeks. And then you're realizing, oh, now I know I'm feeling is because I have an appointment soon. And that's when you
yeah.
start being able to like feel that pain and see that your appointment is coming up. That's when you know that you're in tune with your body. That's when you know, like, okay, now I'm feeling it. Now my body needs it. And that's what we all need to understand.
You're recognizing things that you didn't before, right? Because
Exactly.
once you're in tune with your body and you get it, you understand. So
Yeah.
you said something that reminds me of the way that I like to talk to my clients. It's like, you want to work on your wellness so you don't have to work on your illness, because people
100%.
will wait until they're sick and then want to fix it when you can do things now to prevent certain illnesses, right? Not everything, we don't know why
Yeah,
things
like there's
happen.
some things we have no control, but we have
Exactly.
control of our movements, like
Yeah.
my grandmother who uses a cane at times because of her knees. Sometimes she'll be like, I should have walked more. I should have moved more. It's like those
Yes.
simple things that we take for granted. You
Mm,
also, another misconception is that you have to do a laborious job. Doesn't matter what you do for work.
no,
The body
right.
stresses about anything. You need to just take care of your body. Even actually sitting down for a long period of time is so bad for you. Your ankles will swell
Right.
up, your
If you're
shoulders,
driving,
you're exactly our phones. Oh my goodness. And I'm one of them, and I always stretch my wrist. Is the scrolling. TikTok is huge. We're always on TikTok, and the scrolling, the continuous scrolling is hurting
mm,
us. We're getting all of
abs-
these carpal tunnel feelings, tennis elbow. It's like, what are you doing at home? You think it's so little, but this repetitive motion eventually will
mhm.
cause pain. So you need to address it.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. And I think, I appreciate you sharing all these different things, because hopefully it helps break some barriers for people that are concerned. Because I know, like, some folks, like, even when I had my first one, it was a gift from my old boss, which I really appreciate, because I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like it. I don't know if I'm gonna like it.
Yeah.
And we were away, like, on a business trip, and she was like, oh no, you'll love it, because she was getting one. And the next morning she's like, I made you an appointment. You have to do it, and I'm paying for it. And I was like, what are you doing? I don't even know if I'm gonna like it. I loved it. That's all it took. Right. And then after that, I started scheduling them myself. And I really do think that, if nothing else, for me, being as busy as I am, having that break for 1 hour, 90 minutes, whatever I decide to do, and just being able to relax and have that time for myself is self-care for me, right? And like I said, if I ever have an injury or I just worked out hard and I feel tired or I was running or something else that needs attention, then I can bring that up. But you don't need to be in a situation where you have something specific. A lot of the times, like Ashley would identify things for me, like you said, your shoulders are tight, or what's going on with your back, and I would say, oh yeah, this has been bothering me because I've been driving too much or whatever it is. So just having that, and then you start becoming aware, like you said, is really a blessing. So Ashley, tell me, is there a topic that maybe I didn't touch on today that you want to discuss?
I think overall, everything we've talked about today is important. What I want people to take away is that this is just as important as going to your dentist, going to a doctor's, for your physical. The stress level right now that we are all carrying, right, is increased a lot over the years. There's a lot going on. There's a lot that we've pushed down in our lives that we don't want to think about, or we don't have time to think about, that shows up in our body and our skin. And we don't want to wait till it's too late to address them, like you said. You don't want to wait till you are 60 years old and all of a sudden you're like, whoa, I can't move. And then you're regretting, like, oh wow, I should have done this. I should have been more aware. Like, it's okay to invest in yourself. Self-care is not selfish. You're not wasting money when it's going towards your health.
Absolutely.
It's not a waste of
Investment.
money.
It's literally an investment.
Is an investment, because I strive to be in my 60s, in my 70s, and can move around and can do things,
Yeah.
I have the pleasure of having clients of all ages, and nothing hurts me more than to have somebody on my table and they're like, and this happened to me and it broke my heart. He was like, I hate that I'm getting old. And I'm
Regrets, right?
like, and I said, I'm like, it's okay to get old. We would embrace aging a lot more if we took care of ourselves. You wouldn't care how old you were turning if you are still able to move, if you're still able to do things, you're still able to turn on your car and go. Like,
Yes.
and these are the little things that we take for granted and that we lose over time if we don't address them now. So I think that's really important for us to know, is like, take care of yourself, embrace aging, and move.
Yes.
And don't be afraid of touch, like, in a healthy way. Don't be afraid of it, because they're here to help you. They're here to guide you while you're healing. They're here to make you aware of maybe a repetitive habit or any behavior that you have that you don't notice that's affecting you long term and is going to keep showing up later in life because you're not addressing it.
That's right. So I'm gonna, if I say this wrong, correct me, but Spa Tech is a school and you have 4 campuses, correct? Or four offices.
Mhm.
And you can make an appointment. These students do a fantastic job. It's a win-win because they're practicing, right? But they already know what they're doing, but they have to get so many hours of practicing.
Yep.
And you're getting a lot cheaper rate than you would if you went to a spa.
Yes.
So it's a good way, especially right now. And I bring this up because this is probably going to drop in the month of December, which is a very stressful month for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
We're already stressed in the world for whatever reason, whatever's going on in whatever the recent cultural events are. I'll leave it at that. But at the end of the day, we also have the holidays coming up. And for some people, this is a really joyous time. Like for me, I love being with my family. I love the get-togethers. We love the food and we love hanging out, and it's okay. But some people don't have those relationships. Other people not only don't have the relationships, maybe don't have anybody in their life. They have loss, right? And so they're sad, or they're going through something rough in their life that we're not aware of. And so to be able to take a break for yourself, like you said, self-care is not selfish. And to say, you know what, I'm going to make an appointment for myself to get a massage or a facial or whatever that looks like, right? And to be able to do it at a discount is amazing, right?
Yes.
It's a good way to support the school. It's a good way for you to get what you need. And I was just really impressed that it was so inexpensive and that you have 4 locations. So I'm just going to say them and you tell me if I'm right. North Andover, Plymouth, North Andover, and Plymouth, Mass. Westboro, Mass, and then Westbrook, Maine.
Yes, yes. So
Okay.
we have three in Massachusetts, one in Maine. Now
Great.
all of our Massachusetts focuses on massage therapy, polarity, which is energy work along with body work, and aesthetics. Our Westbrook, Maine does offer a little bit more. We offer cosmetology, limited barbering, and the nail technology program. So there's a little more that are being offered to the public, but all campuses have an open clinic to the public. You are looking at a massage of $40 and a 1 hour massage for $40. That can be customizable. Obviously, you're being worked on students. So we tell clients, be mindful, like if somebody's coming in and they want deep tissue, you may have a student that has not got into that module, which is that section of the program. So they may not be able to do a certain technique, but they will communicate that with you. They will let you know, I haven't got there in that section of the program. However, I can work on X, Y, and Z, and this is what I can do for you. How do you like that? They are learning and they love it and they want to get as many bodies, as many experience as they want. So $40 is a win-win for you, but also for them.
Sure.
And it's a whole hour, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, that's less than $1 an hour. You can't win.
I know.
I mean, you can't lose, excuse me. I feel like I've gotten massages that are like everywhere from, like something like that to like $200, because depending on what you're getting, like I said, if you get a specialty massage, it might be a little bit more money or more time, because I always feel like the hour is not enough. Like I don't want to get off the
Once I
bed.
went to 90 minutes, I'm like, an hour,
Yes.
nothing.
Yeah, an hour feels like I just started and I just started falling asleep. What do you mean we're done?
One
Right?
time I
So,
looked at the time, I was like, did they chip me off? I'm like, no, I've been here for an hour. I'm like, when did I fall asleep? I don't know.
exactly. So Ash, where can listeners find you? And where
No,
can and how can they schedule a massage if they're interested to go to the school?
So right now you would have to contact the campus directly. I am out of the North Andover campus, right on 202 Sutton Street, North Andover. You would call us directly at 978-620-5250 to schedule an appointment in our student clinic. They'll be able to provide you with different days and times that we have available, which can vary between mornings, evenings, midday, or weekends. We'll communicate that with you, and we do try our best to post on our Facebook page about our clinics and our open availability, and that would just be Spa Tech Institute North Andover. Now, for listeners who are closer to the Westbrook or Westboro, Plymouth, they also have a Facebook page, Spa Tech Institute, and then write in the location that you choose or give that campus a call. And we all run our clinics the same way. The days may vary, obviously, between the clinics, but again, mornings, midday, evenings, or weekends.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So listen, the truth is that we live in a world where it can be very stressful and sometimes we just need a break. But one thing that's impacting us in the world is the economy. A lot of folks have lost their jobs or are just struggling to make ends meet right now with inflation. This is a great way to get a massage and do something for yourself, right? Without breaking the bank.
Exactly.
Ash, thank you so much. I appreciate your time today. We will
Thank you.
have the info for Ash and Spa Tech in our show notes when we publish this on YouTube. We hope that you enjoyed the interview today. And also, if you're not already, please take time. If you have not already done it, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and share with friends that might be interested in this. And my prayer for you is that you have a happy, balanced life. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.